but it's a dog that cannot bite. Some things in the Fiscal Responsibility Act are declared as offenses, but there are no penalties. So what is the meaning of having an offense without a penalty? Once anything is reduced to moral aberration, nobody will pay it. I recall being part of the history for the enactment of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. When the first draft was produced, it had sanctions like the Brazilian model for political office holders who could be made to be debarred from participating in active politics for a period of years if they violated the provision. The key political office holders, the ministers, gathered around and started lobbying the legislature. When they finished lobbying, they removed the sanctions from them and placed the sanctions on public servants, permanent secretaries. Permanent secretaries quickly gathered together that under the public service rules, you must obey your political principle at the risk of function. If the minister gives you instructions, from my knowledge of public service, the worst you can do is to obey him on protest, put it in writing, and give to the head of service to say, this is my advice. Even though Oga says that you should do this, you must still do what Oga says you should do. You know why you are doing that? In the event EFCC come back tomorrow, that's the letter protesting that this is not the right procedure, exonerates you, but you are not to do it. So they also gathered together and say, how can you expect us to be the ones to take the cane when somebody else will order us to do it? The lobby, so at the end of the day, they removed everything. But you still find provisions to say, if you do this, it's an offense. You want to see the penalty? Nothing. So we are thinking that we have to devise a fiscal code of conduct that should guide operations across all the tiers of budgeting, from budget preparation to approval, to release of monies, implementation, down to reporting and audits. We have a lot of beautiful things in that public Fiscal Responsibility Act. International bodies like the IMF and World Bank have fiscal codes. Then if you go into the fifth schedule of the Constitution, the Code of Conduct, there are still things that apply on the fiscal side, but it's like that Code of Conduct in the Constitution will gloss over it. And that Code of Conduct is applied to the work of CCB and the CCB. So we need to somehow cleverly find a way of bringing this thing back to the management of resources in such a way. So we are thinking of a fiscal code of conduct, which of course the FRC have powers to enact into law, into a regulation. And even if they can't do that, you can get the secretary to the government of the federation or even the president to issue an executive order or it. So we need to work more to make our fiscal responsibility start becoming operational. And we have to assess MDAs on their performance on the fiscal side. These are part of the things we need to do over a period. We have in the past collaborated with the Fiscal Responsibility Commission about 10 years ago to be able to draw up the first Fiscal Responsibility Index. We assessed about 16 to 18 years and scored them based on how their budget responds to policy frameworks, transparency and accountability, how they report and take seriously on these issues, and of course how they manage their resources generally. Audit is one area which presents a very big contradiction. My knowledge of reforms tells me that reforms usually start on top and then percolate below. The Fiscal Responsibility Act was made first at the national level. Public Procurement Act was made first at the national level, and then the states started adopting, started domesticating. But in the audit arena, I recall that the audit bill was passed into law with fiscal responsibility and public procurement. But Obasanjo's government did not sign it because the Yar'Adua government that came, he signed fiscal responsibility, signed procurement, left audits. It was passed. During Jonathan's time, the similar thing happened. During Buhari's time, it was passed, but he fell into thin air. Nobody knew what happened. But the federal government had collected money, other systems, the World Bank, and all states have reformed their audit laws. So there are reformed audit laws at the state level, but there is no federal audit law. The today, we don't have an audit act at the federal level, except the snippets you can find maybe in financial regulations and all those kind of things. So we don't have an effective audit law, but states have audit laws. Over the years, we lobbied and lobbied and lobbied. Each time the law will be passed, nobody will take it seriously. But we are no longer going to continue lobbying. Other people can continue lobbying. What we want to do is to do an audit opportunities assessment. We want to bring down the opportunity cost, the missed opportunities of not having an effective audit regime. Arise in opportunities we need simply because we don't have an audit law. Because what happens every year is a cruel joke. Our audit system is a joke. Every year, the Auditor General will produce a report. What he alleges against ABA 1 in 20 years ago, if you go back next year, is the same infraction that is contained in